Welcome back to another Larry Bird reaction video. As you can see by the title, let me look over here and see. This video is titled The Best Larry Bird Welcome to the League Story Ever Told. Now I told y'all I'm on this Larry Bird marathon, right? It's raining. I hope y'all don't hear that rain in the background. I thought about saying, well, you know, because I got to get ready to go to work. I ain't going to be able to put on no Larry Bird reaction. I'm going to have to let my subscribers know that I'm going to have to double up tomorrow. But I was like, you know what? I made a commitment to my guys, to my people who support me. So I got to get it out there regardless. I hope the rain ain't too loud in the background. I tried to hear it start when it kind of eased up. But you know how we do over here, man. Before we get into the video, though, just off the strength alone and on this Larry Bird marathon, smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. When you subscribe, click that post notification bell. We know about all things Rob Sports Center. Let's get into the video.
18 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic selected Mo Bamba.
I hope I wasn't talking too fast.
This highly touted 7-foot tall NBA prospect was number 2 in the nation in blocked shots in college and had the longest wingspan ever recorded at an NBA combine at 7 foot 10 inches long. But in an off-season pickup game versus a veteran MVP center, Joel Embiid, Mo Bamba would get his first taste of what the NBA was truly like.
He said that was a passion.
Ouch. But don't feel too badly for Mo Bamba, because every single rookie who's made it to the NBA
had to go through
have their very own story where they've been dominated and trash-talked by an NBA veteran. And it just so happens that Larry Bird, the undisputed greatest trash talker of all time, gave a lot of rookies that one moment they'll never forget that made them say,
I remember playing against Larry Bird my second game of my career, and he just worked me over, man. Like, I went out for the jump ball, and I'm scared to death already. And he just stands next to me, and he leans over and he looks at me. He said, "Do you honestly think you're going to guard me?" And I was like, "Curse that." Like, what? And the veterans on my team said, "Eddie, just don't pay attention to him." Fine. Then he stands up and he looks over at our bench and he looks at Kyle. "You all think this rookie gonna guard me? Man, I'm gonna bust you up. Just right in my ear." And so by that time, all the guys on the floor is just cracking up, even my teammates. So I'm like, "Would this official please throw this ball up?" Well, then finally he walks around, stands in front of me, so I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna wear your ass out. Game starts.
Bro, it's like I say, it'd be so crazy. And like when you look at Bird, you wouldn't think that Bird would talk that much trash. Like honestly, you would not think that. But when you hear the stories about a lot of the trash talking he did, it just be like, man. Like I always thought that that'd be something like Mike. You know, you look at Mike's aura of who Mike was, you could picture that. But like I never really pictured that with Bird. So it'd be fascinating to me hearing a lot of these trash talking stories. And this is my first time hearing this one right here.
Okay.
Because he got so many of them, man.
The quarter he was in, it was late. Game was kind of close. And he came down, he said, "I bet you can't do this." And he raises up from Steph Curry. And he shoots an air ball.
Oh.
And I look at him, he's like, "That don't matter. It's the fact that I can do it and stay in the game. I bet you can't."
Hey, that's big facts though. Because if I'm a coach and this rookie right here shot that ball from Steph Curry range, especially at that time when the three-point line hadn't really been cemented for a long time, you coming out the game. But if it's Bird, you know, I might be like, "Bird, don't do that no more." But you ain't take you out the game, obviously, because we know who you are and what you do. You know what I mean? But it's just having, not even that, but even you gotta think about it like this too. Even having the guts to attempt the three from that far out and risk looking stupid in front of everybody. You know, airballing or whatever the case may be. So,
Like, okay. I mean, Larry Bird basically taught me how to track stuff.
if the NBA had a trash-talking trophy, it would most certainly be named after Larry Bird, because he could be loud and in your face like he did against Eddie Johnson.
I remember that one.
He could be soft-spoken and relaxed and tell you exactly what he was going to do to you, as if it were a matter of fact.
I just said my name on it for a rebound. I knew I was going to win this thing.
Bird was the only one that really, we talk about guys talking trash.
Yeah.
Hey, good to see you. Hey, pump fake, you're gonna reach for it, you'll get fouled, 2 tweets, you will have a seat.
And if you think about it, bro, sorry if I'm pausing too much, but it's almost like Bird doing that is, in a sense, it almost walks you into that trap because you're focusing so heavily on not trying to fall into what he's saying that you're gonna do that you inevitably fall into it. You know what I mean? So that could have been employed too. Cause let's just say, hypothetically speaking, he say you gonna reach. You reach, they call a foul. Now you looking like, how he, you know?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. He catches the ball again, catches it, my dump stuff, reaches for it again. I get the bird. Knocks that one down. Tweet, gonna have a seat. I see second quarter, bro. That's how Larry Bird took me into the NBA. Bird wants the ball on Dennis Scott. Can't blame him. 2 more. It is showtime for Larry.
What was your welcome to the NBA moment? You remember? Bird never said anything?
Yeah, I remember as a rookie, he came in, he walked by our bench at the Salt Palace and said, I feel like 43 today. And he came out, he scored 43 in the 3rd quarter and checked himself out with a 20-point victory, and I went, wow, welcome to the big time. It was fairly impressive.
Bird was a menace, bro.
Right, here's Bird, the right one. Bird right to left in the paint, right up to the right hand.
One thing I like about Bird too, not even just his trash talking, but the fight he got in it. Like me and one of my buddies at work was talking about, he's an old school cat, and we was talking about Bird, and he's like, man, you know somebody else who didn't mind fighting with Bird? I was like, yo, trust me, you already know, I know. I seen several clips of him fighting with people, Dr. J, Bill Laimbeer, which everybody fought with Bill Laimbeer,
Who
but
is the best crap talker of all time?
Larry Bird.
You reckon?
Larry Bird was the best of all time. He and Michael Jordan. But they could back it up. Crap talk is only good if you can back it up.
Right.
The guy talks crap and you talk crap. Oh, I'm going to score on you, Kenny. I'll be like, so what? He can.
Dude, Kenny, I score on you so fast, bro. I got skills, man.
Doesn't even bother. Doesn't even bother.
But by far, Larry Bird's greatest welcome to the league story was payback from a personal vendetta that all started where he grew up, back home in Indiana.
Speaking of expectations, how would you like to be a basketball player and your big brother's Larry Bird? Here's a story about the other one in the nest.
Not too many people know this, but Larry Bird had a younger brother who was also good at basketball. His name was Eddie Bird, and although he was not as good as his big brother, he actually broke Larry's career high school scoring record of 1,125 points by scoring a total of 1,172 points. And just like his
I
big
never knew
brother,
that, bro.
Eddie went on to play college basketball at Indiana State.
I never knew
Right
that.
before, Larry Bird gave him a little dose of reality.
High school ball is like the lowest grade, and if you was a good player then in high school, it don't necessarily mean you're going to be a great player in college. And I think that with his work ethic, he's got a lot to learn, and he's going to find out the hard way.
Eddie Bird played 4 years at Indiana State and finished in the school's top 10 in scoring, top 10 in three-pointers made, and first in free throw percentage, but never made an NBA roster. However, coincidentally enough, Eddie Bird's high school basketball career overlapped with a future NBA All-Star, Shawn Kemp, who also played high school basketball in Indiana. And after breaking both Larry and Eddie Bird's career high school scoring records, Shawn Kemp recalls playing against Eddie Bird and getting the best of him. But unfortunately for Shawn, big brother Larry Bird didn't forget. And when Shawn Kemp became a rookie in the NBA and finally faced Larry Bird for the first time, Larry Bird got his payback and gave Shawn Kemp a welcome to the league moment that he'll never forget.
I'm going to keep this real with y'all, man. My ass got busted real early, man. I came into the league, man, I was 19.
Youngest player in the NBA.
He told some. Mine came early in my career.
You know how some of them vets, man, they play you to the team, man. I got played down in Boston one night. We was playing Boston Celtics. So the great Larry Bird, I didn't really know much of, I'm from Indiana, Larry's from Indiana.
I knew about the history of Larry, but I didn't realize how he really got down.
I think a lot of people did. Bro. It's because, like I say, the physical look, he doesn't pass it. And I think a lot of people just overlook him based off of that alone.
They say, hey, Sean, you starting tonight against Larry. And I was like, I'm all for it, though, you know? So, well, first of all, he asked me at the jump ball, he said, you can't broke all my records in high school, right? And I was like, yeah, that's me. He goes, yeah, you the one that used to talk to my brother too, right? Eddie. And I was like, yeah, that's me. He said, I got people for you tonight.
Here's Larry Bird, Indiana State, 6 times his winning.
Trying to search out a style of play.
Bird will take the first shot. The spot, no ball. Larry on a
Look it. That's like clockwork.
Kevin, quick double. Finds Dennis Johnson in and out. Bird is there.
It's like players like Bird, Mike, and Kobe. It's like they can find that extra motivation to come out there and just go harder than what they normally would go. And when they find it, it's almost like tunnel vision. Don't nothing else matter other than the task at hand. So if the task at hand is to get vengeance for him doing what he done to his little brother Indiana State, that's all that mattered. But then it didn't interfere with the game in terms of him willing to lose the game based off of personal vendetta.
3 quarters.
So it's like, yeah, no, them dudes are different, man. Bucket.
Larry got free. Knocked down.
And what be so impressive too, that a lot of his points he was scoring was, 2-pointers.
Bird sneaking up the
So I think one of my subscribers told me that Bird averaged, like, I want to say maybe 2 threes a game. So it wasn't like he was shooting 5 or 6 threes, going 5 for 6 or 5 for 8 or something like that. This was coming from 2-pointers. So that's what makes it impressive when guys back then drop so many points.
What did he say? Dude, so every shot he was calling, at the defensive end, he would tell me, he'd be like, when I get down to the other end, I'm going to pump station, get a hand one on you, look at you, and pull off the glass. That's how cold Larry Bird was.
Bird flashing through. Tough shot.
Lucky.
Sit down. 25.
They were right on his shooting hand that time.
Tail there. Long outlet to Bird. McMillan won't catch it.
Good look by Kevin McHale.
And the crazy thing about this was around the time when Bird back, was pretty much going in the crowd.
Turnovers tonight than in any other games this year, and Bird is now at 34 and counting.
Being from the streets, man, I was to the point of like, look, I'm going to foul him so hard that he's basically going to take his will. He started shooting the ball with his left hand, man. I was trying to foul his right arm. He was shooting with his left hand. Basing it off on me, looking at me, still slapping me on my butt and everything. Man, telling me everything.
Larry, little runner. Goes off the glass.
Oh, boy.
He
Haven't seen one of those in a while.
did shoot his left hand.
Here.
Bird on the 20-year-old Kemp. Takes a follow in. Oh, he's got 40. Bird again for 2.
Well, this is not really going to be one of those storms to think.
And then Larry, he actually invited me to his house that summer after the game, man. He told me, he said, you come to the house and shoot around with me this summer. I show you how to shoot the ball, young fellow.
Larry legend.
Straight up.
Celtics now 3-on-3 the other way. Bird wants it. Top shot. Bird
Bucket.
back for 3. Knocks it down. Bird open. Hits on the baseline.
Of course Larry Bird trash talked me for a lot of things right here. That's what he was supposed to do. Here you have this young kid coming up trying to be the next best thing out of Indiana. And he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He trash talked me to death. He told me exactly what he was going to do to me before the game started.
And see, one thing else I noticed about Bird too, even just from these little clips, is that I always say, when you look at a lot of stars, like the star players, a lot of them that they're not really effective when the ball isn't in their hands. But when you look at Bird's constantly moving. Bird's constantly trying to put himself in position to, you know, to create opportunities for himself. A lot of players ain't like that. You look at some of the players in today's league, they're ball dominant players. If the ball isn't actively in their hands and they're dribbling, and they're not really effective. But you got people like him and people like Curry that off ball, they constantly just running around trying to get open. You know what I mean?
Which was a true introduction to the NBA.
Well, as you guys can see, that is it for this video. Like I told y'all, man, I'm on this Larry Bird marathon. I got a lot more videos coming, so stay tuned, man. And like I said, man, once again, like I said in the last video, man, I'm very appreciative for everybody who does tune into my videos, hit that thumbs up button, and for everybody that does subscribe. But like I always say, just like the great Drizzy Drake, I got these videos coming back to back. I'll see y'all in this video.